Welcome to United by Trucks. I'm John. We're at the truck farm today and we're going to be moving some trucks around.
All right guys, you heard it from the man. John says we're at the truck farm and we're here today to clean up some trucks. We have been wanting to give you guys an official tour of the truck farm, but we've been so busy in 2019, we have got trucks and parts scattered everywhere. So in an effort to bring you that footage at a later date, we're gonna get started cleaning this place up again. We actually did this probably right at the very beginning of the channel last year, and well, we brought more trucks home. We brought more parts home, so we got to make some room here. So we're going to clean up some stuff, probably organize some parts, and we're going to hang some GoPros around here and show it all to you. So y'all hang tight. We're going to get started on cleaning up a mess of patina C10s one more time. Before we get started, I don't believe we've shown y'all this. This is a 1967 Wildcat canned ham camper. Just one of those little mini deals. I think it's about 12 foot maybe, might even be 10 foot. And yeah, we're Bulldog fans here, but we're gonna be changing the color of that. And thinking we might pull this behind the K5. So I think the door's locked on it, but yeah, pretty cool little deal. So you're gonna be seeing more on this. We're gonna repaint it, get the interior all gutted and cleaned up, and pull it behind the K5. But right now, I am jumping in John's truck because before we do anything as far as moving trucks goes, we gotta have the tractor. Well, guess what? Tractor had a flat on it, so John had to go get it all squared away. So he's come back with the tire, and we're gonna get it going on the tractor here in just a minute. All right, so if you've watched the channel at all, you know that we use this tractor to do a lot of our heavy lifting. We use the gantry crane too, but definitely this tractor. So John's getting that spare on. We're gonna start moving some trucks. John's gonna try not to run over my hood or my grill over there. You got it?
Yeah.
So the first thing we're gonna move is the 72 truck. Y'all can see we got quite the mess in here to clean up eventually. Yeah. But John's right in the middle of a motor swap right now on the 72. He's got a mechanic friend helping him get that done because we didn't think we were going to have time to. Well, guess what? That's taking a lot longer than we thought it was going to take. So anyway, we'll have some more good footage coming from inside the truck farm shop at a later date. Right now I'm gonna hang this GoPro. John's getting this pallet strapped up. And John, that's a 72. Is that that's a super truck? No, it's a Highlander. Highlander. Yeah. So the first truck we're gonna move is this black Highlander up here. I'll show it to you in just a minute. And we're just gonna move it really right up here behind the shop. So we're gonna try to put some of these trucks we're gonna get to a little more quickly than others right here, instead of just having them sitting out across the yard here. Okay, so that's the 72 Highlander we're about to move. It needs a new frame. It's a rust-free, really nice truck, but it got hit over here on the front end. So it needs a frame, but here's the dually that we bought. And unfortunately, it is for sale. We're gonna sell this truck. We've got a couple of interested parties, and it's a truck that we really wanted to build, but unfortunately, we've just got too much going on, and we could really use the money from this to put into other trucks. So at this point, we're gonna move it up out of the way right now. So you can probably see John back there. But we're gonna push this truck up out of the way so we can get to the Highlander over here to get it moved. And yeah, I mean, while we're sitting here, this is kind of a lot of what we do. I mean, a lot of times when we are dragging these trucks home, they've obviously got to go, they got to go somewhere. And currently we've been putting them in the yard, which is a fine idea. And thankfully, you know, John doesn't mind that, but you got to have some organization to this type of stuff. And that's what we're trying to do here. So y'all hang tight. You're gonna watch us move some trucks around. Take this Highlander, like I said, put it right over there behind the barn. And then we got the K5 up there. There's Cream Puff. Obviously we're not moving Cream Puff, but the K5's up there. We're gonna move it. We are going to move a couple other trucks. We'll show you in a minute. Man, this thing is cool. It's got the original Highlander seat, parchment door panels. Look at this, no rust. I mean, just a cool truck. AC cab, wrong steering wheel. But other than that, it is really cool. Original black paint, which you just don't see very often. We'll see if I can get this thing down in. All right. So John's getting himself resituated back there. You know, if you're new to the channel, John is my business partner when it comes to trucks. So we buy a lot of trucks together. We used to sell a lot of trucks together. We really don't sell a whole lot of stuff now. We try to keep it because you never know what a good future project will come along for the UBT channel. But so we try to keep as many of these as we can. And some of these John owns on his own. Some of them we're partners together. Obviously I have a lot of my stuff up here as well. Teddy's currently up here. We're about to take him back home. UBT K5 chassis up here because we're storing it while we're waiting on the body to get finished repaired. I got another truck that's up here that I don't know if you've seen yet. A little different brand than normal, but you've probably seen it in some of the pans of this video today. But we've got other stuff up in the pasture where, you know, we oftentimes partner on all this stuff. So this is John's place. We call it the truck farm. It's a 40-acre piece. We're going to do an official tour on the truck farm at a later date. But right now we're getting it cleaned up again, kind of like we did in 2018, right when we first started the channel. So hope you guys enjoy this content. It's just a little bit of fun for John and I, and yeah, appreciate you tuning in. So we're going to show you some more trucks as we keep moving them around. I just realized I didn't have the emergency brake all the way out. It was out, but it wasn't all the way out. So then when I pulled it right there, it really wanted to go. Didn't mess up the bumper, you're good. Yeah, so here it is, 72 Highlander. Like I said, it's rust-free, really nice truck. And John's gonna do something with this. We're gonna do something with this, but this is one of John's real sort of a pet project. Looks like we dropped a spare tire deal, but I'm gonna jump on here. We're gonna head toward getting the K5. K5?
I think we'll just leave the dually there.
That's fine, yeah. Okay, so we're gonna slide up here, get the K5. I'm gonna ride right here on these forks. But I was telling them, John, that sometimes, at least once a year, we have to do this.
Yeah.
You know, we get wild and crazy and leave trucks sitting around, and John's place is too beautiful. We got to get it all cleaned up. So the thing about it is 2019 was a big year for us in buying a lot of projects to help sustain us and keep the content coming for you guys in 2020. So while we've amassed a lot of projects this year, we're probably not going to buy as much in 2020. We're going to work on the projects that we currently got to make sure that we're spending our money wisely, make sure that we're bringing you all the content that you want to see based on the projects that we currently have. Not to say that we won't buy a truck occasionally, but 2019 was a big year of buying trucks, working on them, but we're going to have plenty of content coming in 2020. Some of the stuff we've already bought. Speaking of that, here's that K5 we bought. So this one is going to remain four-wheel drive. It needs a motor. It's got a cracked block. We bought this from our buddy Chris up in, I guess it's around Ringgold, Chatsworth, somewhere in that area. I really honestly can't remember. Sorry, Chris. Can't remember the exact town, but Rossville, I think that's it. So we're gonna just use this as, you know, something we can put around in, maybe do a little off-roading. I don't know, just have some fun with. I think it's got a 2-inch lift, 33 1250s. And one other thing I really like about it, and we may actually end up putting this in our current K5, the UBT K5, is this got the factory roll bar in the back here, which I think is a really, really cool option and not something you see a whole lot in the later period of square bodies, so that 81 to 87. Anyway, we're gonna get this thing moved around and we'll see you inside the cab here in just a minute. And a little update on Cream Puff. John went and put 15 by 8 Steelies with factory hubcaps. Got the exhaust leak fixed. That rascal sounds good now. But yeah, y'all know we like Steelies and caps, so we thought the white up against the orange and white would really, really look good. You're good. So, just a really, really cool truck. Man, I love this thing. Perfect driver.
Too many trucks have been moved around.
Yeah, I know it. Too many trucks been brought home since then.
Well, not enough trucks.
Well, that's true.
Got one,
That's true. Dang sure do. Yeah, John was just reminding me that we actually have another truck to go get. That's the period correct, because I like Steelies. That's the period correct. Oh yeah, we got brakes. That's the period correct hub, 4-wheel drive hubcaps for this Blazer. So probably gonna end up using that. And man, I kind of need to get, that clutch goes way to the floor, but I freaking love this thing. Look at this thing. Hey, I think I've got brakes.
Okay.
I think. Did you just move that?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I'm just kind of where I really love K5s. So there's that roll bar, factory roll bar that came in this thing. Man, I love these things. This one's 4-speed. And it had a 305, and actually I think it came with a straight 6. And just because we're unsure about the brake setup, John ran us a cable here, so as we're going downhill, I won't roll off. Because the last thing I want to do is roll off down through the cow pasture over there. Whoa! Yeah, I've definitely got some brakes. So that's pretty cool. All right, here we go. This is always fun, turning one with no power. So I'm gonna put this, actually no I'm not gonna put this down. We're just gonna drive here. Y'all just hang tight. All sorts of good fun. So for those of you who have asked, you know, a few questions about what's happening with some of these projects, a lot of times we buy them and they have to come sit at the truck farm for a minute. We'll bite off a big project like UBT K5, or John's got his blue step side coming home soon, and we got a big plan for it. So we're pretty pumped about that, and we'll be revealing that, and we're gonna build it on the channel. So you'll get to see another cool 6772 coming back to the channel that's gonna get built, and we're pretty pumped about it. So y'all hang tight. I got some hairy steering right here, so I don't run into this the 72 Highlander here in a minute, so y'all just hang tight. Looks like John wants me to go right behind the Highlander, which I wasn't expecting to. So that's what we're doing here. We're gonna come back and get the K5 here soon. You're gonna about to see the K10 that John has. Y'all have seen it before if you're an early adopter or watcher of the channel. John has a 72 K10 that the motor also blew up in it, actually. So All right, so we're set in here. So there it is, 81K5. We're gonna get this thing running and driving eventually and just go probably hit some dirt roads with it. I don't know, just have fun. The next is that 72K10 right up there. We're gonna push it down in here because that's the next thing we're gonna motor swap once John's 72 orange truck is done. John's got this awesome Kubota that we use to do a lot of stuff. And man, I love this thing. It makes it a whole heck of a lot easier when you're messing with all this stuff. All right, so you can see we got John's Patina K10 here. And this thing's got a big old bumper on the back. So this truck is a beautiful truck. It's got some awesome patina, and it's a California truck, got very little rust. And a truck that, I don't know, John's had a blast driving. He went through the brakes, went through the interior. We spent a lot of time getting this truck dialed in, and it had the original 350 in it. And recently, I guess it's probably been 3 or 4 months ago, ran out of oil. So it was consuming too much oil. We didn't realize it. He didn't realize it. And it ran out and burnt the motor up, locked it up. So we got another motor to go in it. So we're going to be doing that soon. I'm just going to let him take off right there. So you can see, yeah, that was no problem. So just in a good little way of organizing, we got the 72K10, which is just a beautiful, beautiful California truck. All sorts of great patina on it. We got the K5 locked in here for the moment. And we got the 72 Highlander. So we're probably gonna leave the dually up there where we pulled it the first time. The other truck, we gotta move around. And I'm gonna show it to you real quick here. Not real sure if we've showed it to you yet. I've actually recorded a video on it, but I don't know if I'm gonna release it before I release this video. So we're gonna move it real quick. And I think that's it for now, right? Yeah. As far as trucks go. Yeah. And then we may move some of the heavier parts around. I'm gonna probably grab that hood, just make a little bit better way for all this stuff. Yes. Never a bad day when you gotta mess around on a tractor on a farm. It's a beautiful place John's got. But right back through that gate, right up there, is where we keep a lot of our other parts and a lot of our parts trucks. So the 3 that we just moved there, and even the dually, some of the other stuff we're about to move, those are trucks we're gonna get running, do something with. A lot of the trucks, and we got more trucks, obviously. The Burb is up there in the pasture, the AD truck. We got some other trucks that are up there that we're gonna ultimately get running, but a lot of our rustier or more project-related type trucks, that's where they go, is up in the pasture. But we're making this new little area right here where we can put some trucks that we want to get to soon. And you can kind of see the hierarchy of how we're going to be working on them. Working on the K10 next, as it relates to, you know, getting a motor put in it, and then the K5, and then eventually the Highlander. But right now, we're pulling up on something that, unless I've already dropped the other video, you probably would never imagine. Nah, that's not true. We're a little more fair-minded than that, but we brought home a 61 F100 unibody, short bed, original black paint. And I've recorded a whole video on this, so if I haven't dropped it yet, you're gonna see it soon, but here's a little sneak peek. We bought this from our good buddy Jason, F100 Mob, and we got more to show you on it. We don't really have a plan for it yet, but we're gonna put it right here for the time being. And you can see Teddy's here. Gonna be driving him home today. We got the UBT K5 chassis. I gotta pull this control arm off and send it back to Michigan Metalworks because we're running the stock steering on this truck. are on this K5. So we need the Dodger arm that Taylor at Michigan Metalworks makes, and it actually just comes in like this and allows, has a clearance for the stock steering. So UBT K5's here, Teddy's here. Like I said, John's really cherry 72 short bed is here. It's got the old wheels from Teddy on it. They're gonna getting the motor cleaned up and finished now, and then we're gonna lower it a little bit just to give it a little bit more of a hot rod stance. John's El Camino's here. Rhonda, if you watch some of the first episodes, this is TTR's old truck. We got it tucked in here for a build. Probably a pretty big build. I think that's one of the next things that's going up to Russ built for rust repair, is a cab at least for that truck. And then one thing I've never really showed y'all, and you're not gonna be able to see it really well in here now. I think I might have posted one picture of it on Instagram, but this is my granddad's old truck. And it is a 68 GMC, dark blue original paint, long bed. This thing was running and driving not too long ago until it had a similar issue with oil consumption like the other, like John's K10. And this thing's got new tires on it. It's kind of ridiculous. It's got some factory 16-inch Steelies on it. But we were driving the heck out of this thing there for a while. It's not rust free, but it's a lot less rust than a lot of these trucks. And this one's a custom cab, so it's got a lot of nice features. So this is definitely a full build truck that John and I have got some really cool plans for. We've had it tucked away in here ever since the motor issue happened, trying to preserve it as much as possible, which big thanks to John for letting me do that, because that's taking up some valuable space. But another, probably a future video, is you're gonna see us come in here and clean all of this out. And
anybody want free junk?
Yeah. Well, this is probably a pretty good time to at least mention it. John and I have been talking about having a truck farm sort of swap meet, come
yard
through.
Sale.
Yeah, yard sale. It's not that that we're gonna have all this stuff, you know, we'll probably have some of the nicer stuff laid out there for you to really get your eyes on, but really just to walk through a lot of the stuff that we have and, you know, say, hey, what do you take for that kind of thing? So we're tossing that idea around. That will not happen until probably 2020, but yeah, spring of 2020. But we're that's something to keep your ears and eyes open for, because that's something we're probably gonna be doing. So if you're interested in coming by the truck farm, you know, next year, buying some cool parts, stay on the lookout for that information. So we've got to take the F100, pull it out past the gantry crane here, because we're just gonna slide it right here next to it until we figure out really what we're gonna do with this thing. This truck may end up going back toward my house in a space that we're looking at, or it may stay up here. We're not really sure, but really what we're trying to do, like I said, is get this place organized, get John some more room for his own projects, be respectful of the space. That's kind of my thing. Man, I love this truck. I did not grow up a Ford guy, but if you're gonna have a Ford, to me, a unibody is it. This is definitely a bucket list truck for me. So I'm just really excited that we're able to get this done. That's probably good right there. So we're gonna put a pallet up here on the forks. That's a heavy sucker right there.
That is a heavy duty one.
So we're gonna put a pallet up here on the forks to keep from damaging the bumper and the grill and all that. And I'm gonna hop in and steer it somehow. Boy, look at the inside of this thing. Floorboards are toast. Woo! And I almost fell down. God, I cannot wait to get this truck running. This is the first time I've ever even been in it, actually. So you can see, maybe had a headliner. I'm really unsure about these trucks, honestly. But I love the gauges in this thing. I love the way the interior looks. It's just old and cool. So we're gonna try to get this thing backed in without hitting the gantry. I think I might have to put you down for a minute. Get my... There we go. Now we're rolling. As they say, cooking with gas. Also, another thing that I'm gonna have to get used to is that the key is over here on the left side of the steering wheel. Just a pretty cool thing. I'm really hoping that GoPro is running over John's shoulder. So we about got this thing where we want it. I gotta figure out how to get out of this thing. Ugh. Oh yeah. No damage to the front end. Yeah, lower them. All right, good. Lower, lower, lower. There you go. Perfect. Yeah. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Lower your forks. All right. Lower. All right, that's good. There we go. Whoop, 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 whoop. You're gonna have to back up. Woo! Raise your,
That's all it's got.
Oh, is it? Woo! John almost had a flip there. All right, that's good. Good stuff right there. So we got this bad boy in. John almost flipped himself, but that's what happens sometimes. Really happy with that. Man, this thing's got just some cool patina. Got primer coming through. Just really cool stuff. That's actually got a little Bondo there. Pretty happy with that. Whew, thought you flipped that thing over there for a second.
I don't like silent spots, that's for sure.
I was watching the truck and not paying attention to you.
It couldn't have turned over because the blade was on the ground.
Oh yeah, good point. Kubota L37. Hi guys, so we're gonna grab a few of these parts left over from the K5. So we got a few parts on that pallet left over from the K5. We're taking you up to the honey hole. A lot of it, or not a lot of it, but some of it needs to be thrown away. Some of it we got to get up off the ground. Some of it is just projects for the future, or parts for the future. You can never have enough parts. That's the motto we live by here at the truck farm.
I don't know, I think I've got enough.
I think you're right. That last haul from Chuck really, really put us over the top. Is this unlocked? You've probably seen us bring some trucks. We normally come in from the other way, but today we're coming in from the quick route. But this is one of our very first part trucks we bought, and this cab is what's going to be used on Rhonda. So if you've watched the old Cleaning Up a Mess of Patina C10s, you've seen a lot of this stuff down through here. We got a row of projects out here. So that's the 70 CST. Gonna end up doing something with it. 68 long bed for parts. It's got a good 283 in it. John's donor with an Avalanche for his blue truck. Here's the K5 body with some more parts that we've got stacked up against it. We've obviously been, that's UBT K5's hood, and it's got all the seats and stuff inside of it. We're kind of using it for dry storage right now. And then here's our donor. I showed you in an earlier video. This is our donor for UBT K5. This is that AD project. We've about made a decision that we're going to end up using the chassis suspension, some of the body panels, but we're probably going to replace the cab and get a factory height 5-window cab. And then this is our buddy Soup C10, his Suburban that he had a pretty bad mishap in the rear end. He was driving it across country. He's the one that's got the brown bagger with the yellow wheels, the yellow Delmo specials that everybody loves. He was actually pulling the brown bagger with this across country when he moved to North Carolina. Studs broke off on the axle, wheel and tire goes flying, crushes in the quarter, hits a Lexus. So we're actually storing this truck here for him right now. We went and picked it up in Birmingham just so that he could make his move on to North Carolina in another truck, and we could get this in a place where it can be safe for a little while. And then our 267 projects. We've obviously had this truck, we've probably owned this truck for a while. It lived at my house for a while, and then now it's gonna be married to this CST project we've got here. And then for those asking about the burb, here it is. Still sitting here. Haven't done anything with it. It is a giant project. A lot more rust than even expected when we bought it, but we're still gonna do something with it. And as rusty as it is already, it's not hurting sitting here. So we try to keep most of our stuff, or what we've been trying to do is keep most of our stuff out of the way of trees. So we really want to move those two trucks, the 70 CST and the 68 long bed. We want to move those down here out of the way eventually. We probably won't get to it today, but that's another project for another day. But this is that 67 CST we brought home from Knoxville not long ago. That has the buddy buckets in it, AC cab, all that cool stuff. Got this nice pheasant on the door, but a CST with some parts in it. And I think I showed y'all a picture of this the other day, but while I'm just messing around, Teddy, our 68 green GMC, this is the original bed and chassis from it. So John and I, Ron, Rick, when we decided to build that truck, we had a chassis, we had a bed, the bed that's on Teddy, and we needed a good cab and clip to go on it because the cab and clip we had designated for it ended up being junk. So I bought this truck from our buddy named Tim down in Conyers, and the bed was toast. It was a long bed. I mean, there's not even a floor in it. All the lips are rusted out in it all the way around. Apparently the truck half sat outside when it was, or most of his life, I guess. Maybe it hung out of a end of a barn or something like that. But we took the cabin clip off of it and put it on our other 68 short bed chassis that we were building, which is now Teddy. And yeah, so that's sort of the history of how Teddy came to be. And here's, you know, a critical piece of what it took to make it what it is. We're eventually gonna take these bedsides off and, I don't know, maybe make a desk, or I don't know, John's been thinking about stuff that we might do with it. I don't know what we're gonna do, but we're gonna do something with these bedsides to sort of commemorate Teddy and make it cool. I'm gonna give y'all a better view of what the truck farm looks like, especially in John's shop, once we get some more of that cleaned up. But I think for now, this is gonna wrap it up. That won't make the video. All right, guys. All right, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this little, well, a little cleanup at the truck farm. We have made a little bit of progress, and we're pretty excited about it to get some trucks moved around, get some more room for John as he works on his own projects. We come back in here and work on some stuff for him. Like I said, we're going to be trying to get that K10 motor swapped here pretty soon. He's trying to finish up a motor swap on the 72 right now, so he needs some room. And we've had a lot of projects thrown about in the yard, so it was time to clean it up. So I hope you've enjoyed a little bit of this cleanup. If you have not subscribed to the channel, definitely do that. Smash that thumbs up if you like what you've seen, and let us know what's your favorite truck that you've seen in the video today down in the comments. We'll catch you next time right here on United by Trucks. Cue the music.